welcome to my guide to speed painting zombies for Warmaster. To start with, just to say this isn't the only way to paint Warmaster miniatures. In fact, it's not even the only way I paint Warmaster miniatures. It's just one example. The aim with this technique is to get a decent looking unit on the tabletop quickly. It's not going to get you high quality results, but it will get your army finished quickly and it'll look just fine at gaming distance. I'm also not going to show you the actual painting techniques, just the different stages I go through. I'm going to assume you know how to dry brush and apply a wash. First stage is to glue both strips. Yes, that's right, both strips of miniatures to their bases. That's because for this technique, we're going to assume that if you can't get your brush to it, to paint it, then you're not going to see it on the tabletop. Once you've glued the strips down, apply some basing material. I've added some sand here, using thinned down PVA to stick it in place. I then like to leave it to dry, then apply another coat of watered down PVA, otherwise I find that the sand tends to wear off over time. Next stage is the base coat. I've used Colourforge Hyrax Brown for these, which gives a nice dark muddy base, ideal for things that have just dug themselves out of the ground. Important to make sure you get a good coat over all the model, including down between the two strips. First bit of actual painting is a very heavy dry brush or overbrush with a medium brown. In my case I used Vallejo Beastie Brown. Good heavy coat all over the models, or at least all over the bits you can reach. Second coat is a dry brush of a lighter brown. I used Vallejo Leather Brown. A lighter coat this time, giving you a few highlights. Finally, for the dry brushing stage, I used Vallejo Bone White. Again, lighter than the previous stage, just to really pick out a few highlights on the models there. Dry brushing over and done with, I next move on to picking out all of the metal parts with Citadel Lead Belcher. Then it was on to the flesh parts. I used some very old Games Workshop pallid flesh. No idea what the current equivalent would be. Pick yourself a suitable pale or maybe even greenish flesh colour, depending on how you like your zombies. We're going to be slapping a brown wash over this though, so go for a lighter shade than you would normally choose. Next up is to add a little colour to the clothing. You don't need too much of this. Most of the model should be various brown shades, but some reds, greens, blues and the odd bit of off-white added will break things up a bit. This is where the magic happens. Cover the whole thing in Vallejo Sepia Wash. This shades the flesh and the clothing, makes the weapons look worn and rusty, and generally makes all of them look like they've just emerged from the grave. And that'll be it. No highlights or anything else. You could do that if you wanted, but it's speed painting we're after here. Now to start some basing. The earth's already coloured by the spray coat, so a simple dry brush with an orangey brown colour. I used a very old Citadel Vermin Brown. Then a second lighter dry brush of Vallejo Bone White. And finally, to finish them off, I added some Warlord Games 2mm dead static grass. And that's them ready to take to the battlefield.